Vince Freeze and Cody Lamas will lead the field of 42 to the green flag in the 15th running of the Crucible of Motorsports, the American 700. This is an important race for the American 700. It's the 15th running of it. Of course, this race last year was essentially saved the series. Will handling be a big factor in this race? Or will the cars with top speed end up being the true winners of the early part of the race? Remember, all cars that are not deemed a hazard will be able to continue at the halfway mark and get their laps back. Here we go. Green flag is out. Vince Freeze gets a great start over Cody Lamas in second. Roman Rahal got a good start too. The whole outside line didn't really get as good of a start as the inside. And away we go down into turn one here. Looks like one of the Ferraris in the back is already starting to make some moves. But how will the handling of this track, how will the heat affect these cars? We have not seen cars in a pack with this temperature so far. Let's see what happens as Vince Freeze leads the field down here. Here comes Roman Rahal. Is he going to try and dive underneath? Looks like he's trying to go underneath Vince Freeze. Freeze loves that high line here so far. But I think Freeze is going to lead the first lap, I believe. But Rahal's closing, but Freeze will lead the first lap of the American 700. Everybody off to a great start here. But who will be able to control their cars throughout this race is the big question here. Oh, Thaber's in the fence! That's the first car in the fence already! Remember, it's all about your endurance in this race. You've got to be able to persevere through situations that aren't good there, as Rowe had to back out of the throttle there. That was a very smart move by Alex Rowe there. As the field rockets into turn 3 again here, will Thaber have to pit is my big question. Also, another car very high on the track was Benoit Lothaire-Irvine. Very high on the track there as the field continues to rocket around this 2-mile oval here. At the front of the field, it is Rahal versus Tim Fiegel versus Jesse Turner, who was the fastest car in a straight line without draft. We've never seen the 99 in the draft, so we are very interested to see how the 99 is going to do in the pack as he takes over the lead of this race. Here comes Kitsune Hashimoto down the inside as well now, trying to take over the lead. I believe that was the Ferrari that dove out there. Here comes Maverick Force, a guy that a lot of people said to watch throughout this race. Maverick Force looks very strong, and his ride's in doubt. Of course, the 031 of Sean Angel, he has GoDaddy sponsorship as well, and there's a lot of talk that he will either take Clara Irwin or Maverick Force's ride. Fiegel's in the fence now. Gotta be oh so careful not to get into the fence too often in this race. What did Tyler Thaber have to do? Thaber is on pit road, so he had a tire rub from that incident. So now, it's all about survival, this race is. All of it is about survival. As Cody Lamas has dropped back quite a bit in this race so far since the start here. As here comes, that would be Zayden Davidson to the inside of Tanya Jackwater. Meanwhile, some of the cars that were handling better throughout the weekend, like Steven Thompson and Sorelli Barakadid, have gotten up through the field here. However, you've also got some of the high-speed cars like Do It for Dale Jr. and Vince Freeze in this field as well up front as well. So some of these cars are very, some are geared for handling, some are geared for top speed, and that's the big difference between these cars. Daniel Voiles also had a brush-up with the outside wall there as well. Like I said, as long as they're not deemed a hazard out there, they will be able to stay in this race. However, I believe any car that's considered over 5 laps down is already going to be considered a hazard. But 5 or 4 laps down, however, it's all up to however fast they go on the track. As here comes the field as they rocket around this 2-mile oval once again. Oh boy, here we go once again for another American 700 if you ask me. Oh, Fitzy's in the fence! Zachary Fitzwater's in the wall there. And with the lenient rules here, it's all going to come down to how you survive the first bit of this race. At the front of the field, we've got some 4-wide racing here. This is all very tight quarters racing as Steven Thompson, Noah Hart, Jesse Turner, and Roman Rahal all battle for the lead of the American 700. Thompson leads the lap in his Audi. The Audis have been fast all weekend, all week. However, the Audis have not been the most reliable things. They've been into the garage more than anything else. We had a car get into the wall in the back. Noah Hart has to... Oh, Jesse Turner is not giving Noah Hart any room on the outside there. Turner's got to be a little bit more cautious here. I know this is his first American 700, but doing that kind of stuff there is going to wreck the field. Thompson's in the wall now. So here we go once again. More cars getting into the wall here. If you're not careful, you will get into the fence around this track. As actually this field is staying a lot closer than I thought they would, as 3 Red Bulls are on the outside kind of holding back. We've got some of the more experienced drivers like Sean Perkins who know better here in the back of the field as well. I believe that's Fitzwater getting into the fence again back there. Fitzwater has struggled. Oh, there's an accident in front of him! Here we go! That's going to be the yellow number 1 there, I believe. Somebody spun on the straightaway there. Is that a caution? Yes, it will be! I didn't even see who it was. I think it was a Patronus car, though. As the field comes back to the caution flag here, Kenny Myatt is slow on track and has heavy right side damage. So we're going to take a look and see what happened to him. So this is the field here as, Myatt and Turner kind of got squeezed there. And around he goes for a nice gentle spin. Great avoidance by the pack there. That could have been a lot worse. As, he nearly came up and clocked Sean Ard there. The Texan driver nearly got wrecked there. Yeah, this is lap 9, the first incident for car number 9 here. The 9 just spins out on the straightaway here, and luckily everybody did a great job avoiding that, though. Sean Ard got very close to getting involved in it, though. Everyone and their mothers bringing it down pit road. There is not a single car staying out there, except for probably the lapped cars are staying out right now, I'm guessing. No, they're even coming in as well, so... Kenny Myatt is going to get some right side damage there, but that was very lucky that that wasn't a bigger accident. And with a little bit of work on that car, Kenny Myatt actually looks pretty okay after that incident as well. That car does not look like it's in bad shape. Neither does Fitzwater's, actually, after clocking them all, I think, 5 times in that first stint. That car was not handling well. The biggest position gain during the pit stop cycle was Sean Angel. Angel went from 21st to 8th in one pit stop, so great pit stop there by Sean Angel. We're also seeing some very interesting team strategy here with all the Ferraris in the top 6 on the grid. So I'm interested to see if the Ferraris of Zayden Davidson, Johannes Rudapar, and race leader Kitsune Hashimoto will play together on this restart. There will be 2 cars on the that are 1 lap down. That is Daniel Voiles and Tyler Thaber here as we go back to green on lap 13. Overall, it was a lot cleaner start than we thought it would be, even though Myatt did go around there. Oh, we might have a problem with somebody. Yes, we do. Alex Spencer's got a problem back there in the 2 car. What is up with Alex Spencer? Looks like he's got to come down pit road for a mechanical problem of some type. Could it be a tire? I don't know, but we will keep you updated on that. Yeah, for all those British Alex Spencer fans out there, there's 2 British drivers in this race, Tanya Jackwater and Alex Spencer. As here they go, Kitsune Hashimoto leads the field back to the green. And we are racing once again here at the American 700. Hashimoto got a great start. Looks like Thaber did not, actually, there. As here we go once again. Oh, Thaber is slow. A bit of a hazard out there, maybe getting up to speed. Remember, you've got to maintain a minimum speed by lap 175 to stay in this race. So, got to be very careful as Hashimoto has probably the biggest lead we've seen all day right there. As here comes Bracketed, Zayden Davidson, and a bunch of other cars trying to get by on the inside as the field had a very staggered start there. Look at Quentin Moore on the inside trying to get the apron to work here. The apron is actually pretty quick around this track. We're going to look in the back to see what the 9's doing. Is the 9 going to be a hazard out there? Doesn't look like it. He's racing with last year's winner, Trek Tauger, who had a miserable pit stop. Sean Ard would be the next car to clobber the outside wall there. Hopefully it won't be too much of a hamper on his day right there. And we kind of thought that the Ferraris would all hook up together and get up to the front of the field, and that's what they've done. The Ferraris have taken over the lead of this race. The 27, 28, and 5 now are all fighting for position here, but Quentin Moore looks very quick there in third. Oh, crash in the back! I saw Sean Angel, I think, go around. Yes, we do. We got another accident here. Sean Angel is around on the track somewhere. I know I saw him. Or it could have been... Oh, yeah, right there. Sean Angel is done. Heavy hit for Sean Angel. Yeah, this one was Sean Angel getting turned into the field here as... Looks like that was a pretty big hit there for Sean Angel. Oh! Much more cars got involved that we didn't even see. Oh, man, that's a big accident there. We didn't even see that. As, oh, Rose in it, Ratzenberger's in it, Bold, Patronus of Myatt, and Fitzwater are in it, Thaber's in it, Warner's in it. That's a lot of cars out of the race. Oh, how did we not even notice that? So on lap 16, we've got the big one. It's only a matter of when, not if, around this track. Around the American 700, we got a lot of cars on pit road. We got a lot of cars that are going to be going back into pit road, and Kenny Myatt, I think that's going to be a lot more damage-ridden this time than the first one. So that is not a good start to this American 700 for him. So it all started when Sean Angel was not paying attention to Sorelli Bracketed being out there, and around Angel goes right in front of the field here. And you're going to see, oh, there was a couple of cars in there. And, oh, Ratzenberger coming down there kind of collected the rest of the field in that as well. Ratzenberger took a couple of big hits there. And that's where the 8 got involved of Benoit Letherre-Veen. Bunch of cars in that accident there. We had a feeling this race would be attrition-filled. And, well, it's already gotten up to an attrition-filled start with a number of cars getting taken out here on lap 16. Here we go into the first corner here. You're going to see this field kind of just, oh, the outside line was doomed there, and a bunch of cars just started hitting Ratzenberger, and he was just kind of thrown around like a pinball there in this accident. Ratzenberger would walk away from the incident, though. Yeah, Alex Rowe was one of the first cars on the scene as well. He was the one that got into Ratzenberger there. It would have been a pretty small accident if it wasn't for Rowe and somebody else hitting Ratzenberger there. So what basically happens is the outside line capitulates here, and oh, that was Quinton. That was one of the Red Bulls. Had a big part in Ratzenberger getting turned into that. Ratzenberger's the most important car in this accident, I believe, because as Angel's going around, he goes into this accident. Thaber gets collected, and it would have been a 4-car wreck if it wasn't for Rowe sliding in there. And then down the track he goes. Fitzwater gets a piece. Tauger gets a piece. And then that's where Myatt gets collected as well. Sean Ard and Tanya Jackwater with the avoidance of the century there. And I believe somebody else got a piece. That was Chris Warner got a piece as well. And that's where Letherre-Veen gets another big piece of that accident as well. So tough break for all these drivers in this accident. We're on board with Kenny Myatt now as we are circulating this track here on lap 16. Accident takes place in front. He's right now clear for the most part. He's down low, goes into the middle, because he's trying to avoid a car that he looks like Ratzenberger's coming down and nowhere for him to go, really. Wreck avoidance 101 here for Sean Ard here. This is a great avoidance here. As you see the field in front of him starts going a bit crazy. He is right towards the back here. He, of course, hit the wall and just sees the entire wreck happen in front of him. Dives down low and takes over, gets through it clearly. Also good avoidance there by Fiegel. One more look at this accident from Tim Fiegel. He's all the way on the inside. He's pretty lucky here because the majority of it was the high line that was a big problem there. Good avoidance by Fiegel. 9 cars were taken out in that accident, along with Alex Spencer, who fell out for tire problems. Actually, 9 cars were taken out in the accident. It was a 10-car wreck because Chris Warner was able to... Or, I'm sorry, that's Daniel Voiles. Never mind there. Cars look similar there. Voiles is the only car 1 lap down, and he's in 32nd position, so we already have lost 10 cars in this race. In that 9-car accident here on lap 16. I believe that was the big one today. You got to be oh so careful in this American 700. It's not gotten off to the cleanest start ever for an American 700, as we've got 2 of the Lexus Team Canada cars in first and second. That's Sean Perkins in second with Madeline Myatt in the lead. Clara Irwin's in third. You can see pit stop strategy really had a big factor in this race. So, coming to start lap 21, the 91 leads the field back to the green tier at Fontana. And we're back out here. Voiles gets actually a lot better start there than Thaber did on the inside that first time by. Thaber was, of course, a lap car who got taken out in that accident. So, Voiles is the only car on the 1 lap down. Everybody's off to a pretty good start here. I believe everybody is still running that was involved in that wreck. Also, bad stop for Vince Freeze there. Everybody that did not get damaged, obviously. All cars have no damage now, so that's good for them. So no cars will be deemed a hazard yet here, although it has gotten off to a pretty slow start to this American 700. We kind of need to speed this up a little bit here, I think, or else we're going to be here all night. As the field rockets down the straightaway here once again. The 91 is under threat now by Kitsune Hashimoto, who has been so far the strongest car of the day, along with Jesse Turner for that matter. Turner's gone up the field, down the field, all over this field here, just trying to get things done. And that's how Turner's going to handle this race. Here's Eric Monaco working his way through the field. One driver that I'm surprised has not worked his way up the order is Scott Roush. Roush has apparently had a good handling car, however, the top speed seems to be a bit more of a factor than we thought it would be today. As Scott Roush has kind of struggled so far in this race, just trying to get through this order a bit here. Just waiting on seeing what Roush is going to do. He saw his teammate Sean Angel fall out of the race, so not great. Not a great start for the Red Stallion Racing Brigade. As here they go back down the front, or back through turns 3 and 4 again. Looks like I think we saw Turner going for the lead. No, I'm sorry, it was Eric Monaco followed by Hop going for the lead. Here comes Ryan Hop now for the lead underneath Monaco. Now Monaco led the lap as Hop goes underneath him with Sean Perkins running in third. Could this be Perkins' 4th American 700, I wonder? It's a very real possibility. As here goes Perkins along with Zayden Davidson down to the bottom. Davidson, I believe, nearly won this race a number of years ago. Oh, Noah Hart caught the wall back there as well. Wolfstein von Schaefer, Sean Ard, Daniel Voiles, Connor Monaco, Tanya Jackwater, Tim Fiegel, Casey Nanico, Alex Miller, and a couple of cars back here are all trying to stay out of the pack to avoid a possible wreck that might take place. Luckily, though, I think the pack is kind of calming down a bit here. As, the 50 and the 88 working together. That might be a very dangerous thing for the rest of the field there. As the Ferraris, once again, are trying to get their formation up front to try and control this race here. I think that's what they're going to need to keep doing here. Is Ferrari likes controlling this race, so we'll see how this turns out for them. Now Fordale and Turner are working together. That's even scarier than Freeze and Fordale working together. That's a scary sight. You've got two of the fastest cars in a straight line working along with each other there, as it looks like the Ferraris are quite committed to work with each other up there on that high line, as it looks like the 5 and 28 seem to be doing a good job together, as Turner and Fordale now are battling for the lead. 3 wide at the front of the field. This is the kind of racing we expect from the American 700, and I believe Fordale led that lap. Yes, he did. However, Turner's going to take the lead of the whole race right now. Oh, looks like Hashimoto catches the wall. The dominant car so far of the day is now in the fence as the field scrambles to try and avoid the 28 car. Aiden Shepard is the one remaining Petronas car in this field, and I am very concerned if I'm Aiden Shepard because Petronas doesn't have a lot of friends out there. And, looks like also Zayden Davidson caught the wall there, so another Ferrari in the fence. But, Petronas cars don't typically make a lot of friends easily, and the 12 is being the only Petronas car left. They were going to work together through the pack as well, but now both of his drafting partners of Fitzwater and Myatt are out of the race. Perkins leads this race as Jesse Turner and Fordale have fallen back a bit there. Ooh, that's a close battle there between the 91, 36, and the 88. Don't want to do that too often as the 36 does, or the 91 does a really good job backing out of the throttle there. As Noah Hart now, I think, led that lap. Either he or Vince Freeze led it. Hart led that lap. Oh, Perkins is in the wall now. So it's just all about trying to keep the car on the high line secure there. That's going to be a very important thing throughout this race. Oh, Ray Hall, and now it looks like Turner have caught the wall as well. So those high-speed cars that are really good in a straight line, like the 32 and the 98 car, they are starting to fall back a bit here as some of the cars that handle a bit better, like your like your 21 car, have worked their way into the lead pack. The 50 is also one that handles really well in the pack, as is the 83. So the better handling cars now are working their way up the field as the run continues. However, the pack would regroup as this race continues, and this is where things are going to get really hairy, is when this pack keeps recondensing like it is. We already saw one big one, but I'm guessing that might not be the last multi-car wreck of the day here. In fact, I'm almost guaranteeing that we'll see another one. Oh, Freeze catches the wall with Ray Hall. A lot of cars getting to the wall as the tire run keeps going, especially if you're on that outside line and get too high into the marbles. But it doesn't seem to be hurting them much. A slight scrape to the wall isn't hurting them much, except in track position. It's not causing any tire rubs. So far, we've only seen, I think, Voiles and Thaber come in the pits for tire rubs, and Thaber fell out of the race. So it's all about how you can manage this track and how you can manage the tire wear with the intense heat we're having, as two of the Ferraris of Rudavar and Davidson now are controlling the field at the front of the field now with it would be the 21 and the 83 now closing in. Brian Hopt is another car who has, is another driver like Tim Fiegel, who has been in ARCSOA before, but raced before the American 700 ever took place. Or he might have actually raced in the American 700. I cannot remember that far back. But Ryan Haupt is looking to possibly win in his first attempt at the American 700. There's a lot of drivers up here who have never run the American 700 before, like the 88 car, the 28 car, 98, 27. Really, there's only a couple of cars that aren't in their first attempt up front, like Eric Monaco. We do have a couple of cars that lost the lead pack. That's Wolfstein, Von Schaefer, and Daniel Voiles have lost the pack. Clara Irwin had to pit for a tire going down, as is, Casey Nakano got into the wall. Or Nanico, I'm sorry. Gets into the wall as a bunch of cars in the field are struggling to stay on the lead lap. This group in the back has struggled quite a bit here. That's Monaco, Ard, Alex Miller, the 4-car of Fiegel, who has caught the wall a couple of times, and Jackwater as well. And here, we got Jesse Turner blowing up, and we got 2 cars blowing up right there. That's Nick Pericles grenades the motor as well, so Turner and Pericles are out. 2 cars at the same time. That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in this race. The first and third place cars across the line the last time have both blown up, and it actually looks like Sean Perkins has a problem as well. So 3 cars, all with mechanical problems at one time. I'm not sure what happened there. Looks like Perkins might have had a tire going down now. But that's going to be Pericles and Turner's day done, which, of course, Turner had one of the fastest cars of the day, and Nick Pericles' American 700 luck continues to be terrible as Perkins does come down the pit road. Nanico is also in the pits as well, as the front field has really separated at the front of the pack. There are only 5 cars in the lead group. Ryan Haupt, Jesse Turner's teammate, would go into the lead of try and cycle into the lead of the race with only 4 cars at the front of the field because the 5th car got held up here by some lap traffic of Daniel Voiles. Looks like we got some cars bringing it down pit road now. Freeze is going to stay out. This is, of course, scheduled pit stops here. And here they all come. Basically, everybody on that inside line's all coming down pit road right there. And now we've got a couple of cars that have stayed out. A bunch of cars also came in on the last lap as well. So Perkins might not be in a bad state because everybody kind of pitted around him. Meanwhile, it looks like Irwin, who's a lap car, who also might get benefit from this, is Freeze, Roush, and Shepard are all coming down pit road. This is, of course, the leading battle here. Is a little bit fast on pit road there for Vince Freeze. Might be a speeding penalty, actually, on him if he's not careful of that. However, ARCSOA tends to be pretty lenient on penalties there when it comes to speeding. As Ard and Vanderpesch go by some cars that are a little bit coming out of the pits there, slower cars coming out of the pits, as the field is getting relatively spread out there. As Voiles cut off the 32. As the field is all trying to get back up to speed here. Fiegel with a big gain on his pit stop strategy. That was a great pit stop by Fiegel. I take that back. Fiegel is a lap down. My apologies. That was a bad stop for Fiegel. My fault there. Eric Monaco on the apron trying to make a move around Rudavara. That could be a battle for the lead here in a little bit here. Vince Freeze with a very slow pit stop as well. Very, very slow pit stop as cars are passing him for position on track, so coming in late did not help him. After pit stops, the 2 Ferraris lead over Eric Monaco, Aiden Shepard, Ryan Haupt, and Quentin Moore. The leading group is Do It for Dale Jr., Scott Roush, and this is the biggest group of the field right here. Go through the order. Vince Freeze's pit stop was so bad, he is relegated all the way back to 17th without any drafting help, so that's not going to be good for him. Madeline Myatt also had a very, very abysmal pit stop as well, with DJ Curtis, and DJ Curtis also having a bad stop as well. Worst pit stop of the day went to Sean Perkins, though, all the way down in 24th, though. Of course, he had to pit early because he was stuck behind the slow lapped cars, or the slow blowing up cars of Jesse Turner and Nick Pericles as well, though. Sean Ard, Daniel Voiles, and a couple other cars have been lapped right now. However, like I said, they're not so far dangerous out there, and actually no one is outside of 2 laps down, so we actually, in that regard, since we've cut out about 10 cars, we actually are doing pretty well on cars not being slow out there, because that accident took out a lot of cars. As the race would continue on a little bit, though, Eric Monaco would bring it down pit road with Quentin Moore starting off the pit cycle here. Rudavara has been the class of the field. Actually, Davidson came in as well. Baracketed was in last lap as well. as some more cars are just starting their pit stop cycles here, as we're starting to see a very wide variety of pit stops here, as Noah Hart, Roman Rahal, Tim Fiegel, Cody Lamas come in, as Vince Freeze stays out on track as well, obviously, because he hasn't come to the pits yet. Alex Miller is coming in from 16th. Right now, they are lapping up to about 16th on the grid. Oh, Aiden Shepard is. Oh, Aiden Shepard, I thought was going to stay out, but is coming in. So here they all come down pit road as well. Here, the leading three of Hopt, Rudavara, and Shepard are all in the pits now. As, oh, is the 91? No, 91 is not on the lead lap. As Fordale and Roush come in. Looks like, everybody on the lead lap has come in now, it looks like. Chase Dunbar on lap 93 would hit the wall after the pit stop cycles began to cycle their way out here. Dunbar had actually climbed his way up the order pretty well, actually. From starting last on the grid, Dunbar is looking pretty strong today. DJ Curtis and Vince Freeze are kind of sticking together here. As here comes the race leader right now, Ryan Hopt. A much better pit stop by Vince Freeze there. As he's not as much in danger of going a lap down. He's still in danger of, well, actually he is probably in danger of going a lap down, as here comes the field back there as well. Like I said, doesn't really matter if you go a lap down or 2 laps down. You just can't go, like, more than that. They might consider you a hazard then. But, if you go more than 2 laps down, that's kind of considered a hazard. But, right here, actually, Eric Monaco leading this race has been actually, pretty good battle up front, believe it or not, here, as, Zayden Davidson is Cody Lamas. Cody Lamas is a lap down as well, so both the points championship contenders aren't having the best of American 700 so far. However, this race still has a long, long way to go. At the 200-mile mark, though, it looks like it's going to be a battle between Johannes Rudavara and Eric Monaco for the lead of this American 700 at the 200-mile mark. Remember, there's still 700 miles in this race total. There's still 500 to go in this race as Rudavara takes over the lead. And we know the Ferraris to not be the most reliable things on the planet. So anybody still in this race can have a chance to win this race as long as they don't go more than 2 laps down. And I don't believe anybody's in that much of a danger of doing that, as Rudavara's there. Oh, Perkins might be, though. And strike that, Daniel Voiles is actually 3 laps down, so Voiles needs to get a lap back with caution help here, or else he will be eliminated from the race, we're guessing. Because we're typically in the past, the hazard has been 2 laps. So, we're thinking ARCSOA is going to cut Voiles off at 2 laps. However, the hazard idea, it all depends. It was kind of a little bit more ambiguous this year in order to see how the race would play out here, but looks like it's going to be back to the 2-lap thing again. Plus, if you've looked out there, Voiles' car isn't exactly the healthiest car out there. There is reports that he's spewing oil on the track, so that isn't good for the field there. As, Roman Rahal was really quick out there, and kind of surprised he's not doing better here. As Fiegel's under threat to go a 2nd lap down. You're allowed to go 2, you just can't go 3 if ARCSOA plays by the same rules as they've always played. I believe it looks like they're going to. Oh, it looks like Freeze maybe caught the wall back there. Freeze, the lap car, did as well. So Freeze has got to be real careful not to go another 2 laps down. And Mr. Fried Chicken himself, Quentin Moore, would grenade the motor on the track here, and that's going to be Quentin Moore and the Red Bull done. That leaves only 1 Red Bull left in this race. It's been a miserable Thunder week for the Red Bull Brigade, as Quentin Moore would blow up with gearbox issues. Not sure why you're using the gearbox much here, but it would cause damage to the rest of the motor, so tough break for Moore. Meanwhile, the class of the field this run has been between Eric Monaco and Aiden Shepard, as Rudavara caught the wall there. Hopt has also been up there, so it's been a consistent couple of 5 cars that have led this race. Is Steven Thompson on the lead lap too? No, he is not on the lead lap. Also, if I'm Sean Perkins just going a 2nd lap down, be careful there. Although Perkins isn't really a hazard, he just hasn't played pit strategy right. Roman Rahal, one of the Super Speedway Kings, would also fall out of the race with engine problems, so tough break for Rahal. Sean Perkins' day would also be done as well, so tough break for Perkins because he has had a miserable attempt at a 4th American 700. Here we go with some more pit stops. That is Scott Roush on pit road, with Noah Hart is on track with a couple other cars pitting as well. It's been since that first caution, it's been a clean race so far. since that second caution, rather, since that big one took place. However, as you know, with the American 700, it tends to pick up as the race closes out. And actually, Scott Roush would be on pit road even longer because his car, like Roman Rahal's, would blow a header. So Scott Roush would fall out of this American 700 as well. So I believe that's all the Red Stallion racing cars out of the race. So tough break for that team. Basically, from what we've heard, ARCSOA is going to allow cars, as Eric Monaco brings it down pit road, if you're just not a slow-moving car, they're going to let you get your laps back. So they are going back on their original ruling for today, that they are going to allow normal cars, as long as they're not too slow. Sean Ard might be a bit too slow out there. Sean Ard needs to pick up pace here, as he does not have a lot of cornering speed out there, so Ard would probably get cut, but a lot of other cars I think will be okay, although Ard might just be above minimum speed, so Ard might be okay. And this actually saves Daniel Voiles more than anybody else, because Voiles we were thinking was going to be eliminated, and now he's looking pretty good, because his car isn't slow out there, to be honest with you. It's just he's had bad luck all day not getting the draft. After another pit stop cycle, it's going to be Aiden Shepard, Ryan Hopt, and Eric Monaco. Of course, Noah Hart clacked the wall a little bit there. Got it fixed, but is one lap down here, but luckily he can fall back on the grace period that ARCSOA is going to give people. I believe it's up to 5 laps now, they're saying, so the hazard cutoff is 5 laps, which Voiles, I guess that doesn't make Voiles safe, so Voiles has to be careful of the 5-lap cutoff, because Daniel Voiles is already on his 5th lap down, and the leaders, well, they're on the other side of the track, so Voiles is going to be hoping for a caution, I believe. Luckily for Voiles, though, a debris caution would fly here on lap 141 to kind of rebunch the field. And luckily, Voiles will have a full little bit end of the race here just to try and stay on the lead lap as Shepard leads the field back to the caution flag. Alright, so there's an entire pit cycle to go in this race, basically. We think it's a 30-lap cycle. The only cars in danger of going out, I believe, are Daniel Voiles and Sean Ard. Ard has 1 extra lap on him, so he has to go 2 laps down. If Voiles goes another lap down, he is out of the race. Voiles is, of course, running in position number 26, I believe. But then they can do whatever mechanical work they need to. And I previously said in the pre-race show it was a half hour. It is really an hour to work on your car to get it back up to racing's pace, because none of these cars have damage. It's just kind of tuning their cars to get them to run better, as I don't think Voiles really has a car that's running that great. Bad luck, though, for Sean Ard, as he would lose the pack, but remember, he can go 2 laps down. Barakat is actually on the lead lap and has lost the pack. Voiles is staying in the lead pack, which is what he needs to do to stay in this race, as I believe Fordale is the leader of the pack and is leading the race, actually. So Do It for Dale Jr. leads this race. He needed that caution to close back up to the leading group, as Aiden Shepard had basically, for the mid part of the race, has dominated, really, in the 12. Shepard has one of the best overall cars between speed and handling. It's just who's going to be the quickest here, as Vince Freeze now is trying to get back up through the order as well. Here comes Eric Monaco looking at the inside to make it run here. That's a great move by Monaco down low. Rudavara, who has caught the wall a couple of times today, would take over the lead of the race. They've worked on their car, on the 27 car, throughout the cycle here. Ooh, looks like we might have a car coming with a problem, or just the pack got split up there. Not sure why the pack got split up, but here they go once again around this track. Looks like Do It for Dale Jr. and Rudavara with Eric Monaco are right now the strongest cars, though, at the end, coming to the end of the segment here, as we've passed the 300-mile mark. Daniel Voiles is beginning to get into trouble here, as Ard now has been lapped as well. So Sean Ard is now being under pressure of going a lap down. He's half a lap away from being out of the race, as well as Voiles has passed him. Both Voiles and Ard are in big trouble here of going their 5th lap down. And I think at this point, Ard is a hazard out there, even beyond that. So they're going to have to try and see if they can get that car, limp it home to bring it in so that they can get their 5 laps back. That will let them take their 5 laps, but it does count against their time, because they have to take those 5 laps during the middle of their garage time. There goes bracketed around as well. Voiles is in the same boat, kind of. However, Voiles and Ard would get lucky, I believe, I believe. Yes, they would, as a debris caution would fly with 10 to go in the segment. I'm not exactly sure what the caution was for, because I looked everywhere for it. It's again one of those phantom yellows that you sometimes see. But Voiles and Ard got very, very lucky here, as, yeah, not sure what brought out that yellow. So as long as Voiles and Ard at the back of the grid don't get lapped again here in the closing stages of this segment, they will be fine to go on as long as they can complete those 5 laps. However, Ard's car might be beyond repair, actually, because we're hearing that car's overheating quite badly. Fordale will lead, coming back to the green here, with, I believe that will be Davidson, Monaco, Jack Waters a lap down, Rudavara's on the lead lap, Noah Hart's a lap down as we keep going through the order here. Maverick Force also on the lead lap. Great to see Maverick Force up there as well. And right here, it's becoming very clear that both Voiles of Freeze got a bad start there. Freeze actually has some rear end damage. Not sure where he got that from. Probably on pit road. Freeze looks okay, though. I know he caught the wall. I'm sorry. He caught the wall. That was not rear end damage. I think that was just the way that the camera looked on it there. As Ard and Voiles here are in trouble. They are in big trouble because I don't think... Voiles might be able to. Ard is definitely a danger out there. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Freeze pitted. That's the thing. Freeze pitted under yellow towards the end there and didn't catch the pack, so tough break for him there, but he should be able to keep going. As we only have 2 to go in this segment here. As that is Maverick Force going to lead this group now. At the end of the segment, it looks like. However, DJ Curtis would spin, coming to the checkered of the segment here. No problems for Curtis there. Just a slight little spin there. We're going to take a look and see what happened. Yeah, oh, Ryan Hopt got a piece there as well, so Hopt actually might fall out here, I think. Coming to the end of the segment here, Matty Might also with some damage as well. Hopt is done, it looks like. Hopt's going to be out. So at the end of the segment, Johannes Rudavara, Zayden Davidson, Maverick Force, Eric Monaco, Aiden Shepard, Do It For Dale Jr., Cirelli bracketed, and Ryan Hopt are all on the lead lap, all the way down to Nakano, Voiles, and Ard. They did count Hopt in the race still, but I'm wondering if that car is going to be a danger out there, as well as Voiles and Ard. I think Ard's going to be a danger out there. Everybody else, I think it actually might end up going to the 2-lap thing, and there might be only 23 cars duking it out for the American 700 win, because, quite frankly, I don't think they're going to fix Hopt's car, because Hopt had a lot of front-end damage to that car, and Voiles and Ard, certainly, I don't think, well, Voiles might, Ard probably won't. That's going to be a problem for them, but we're going to see if they can fix those cars quickly enough, because I think Ard's down a cylinder, Voiles has some aerodynamic damage, and there's a lot of damage to Hop's car. I think Hop's going to be done, because that accident happened right at the end of the segment. They're going to have to replace a lot of stuff on that car, and I don't think it's going to happen that quickly. So, we will see you for segment 2, the ending segment of this crucible of motorsports. We'll find out then who wins the American 700.